Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to solve 12 problem from second AIME 2021. The geometry problem which goes like this. We have a quadrilateral with side lengths 5, 6, 7, 9 in this order, and then the diagonals make angle theta, like the smaller angle is theta, so we would like to find tangent theta, it's m over n. Okay, so let's work it. So the idea is this. We're going to use law of cosines in multiple triangles. First, we're going to raise this part, and the area is 30. So that's another important thing. So the area is 30. So how about if I just write down the angles in the first place? So this is 180 minus theta, this is theta, this is 180 minus theta. And then next, let me just introduce the sides. So let me call this side x, this side y, this side z, this side t, and then let me use law of cosines on 4 triangles. So starting from this one, we just use the arrows, and when I use the law of cosines, I'm going to use the fact that cosine theta, or actually cosine 180 minus theta, equals negative cosine theta. Okay, so the first triangle, we have x squared plus t squared minus 2xt cosine theta equals 5 squared. The second triangle, we have x squared plus y squared plus 2xy cosine theta equals 9 squared. In the third triangle, we have z squared plus t squared plus 2zt cosine theta equals 6 squared. And in the last triangle, we have z squared plus y squared minus 2yz cosine theta equals 7 squared, right? Now we're going to manipulate the equations a little bit and then get something about cosine theta. How about if we add those two equations and then those two equations, let's call this group 1 and group 2, and then we just find 1 minus 2. Okay, so that way we get x squared plus y squared plus t squared quantities cancel each other out, and then we obtain 2 cosine theta parentheses, x plus z times y plus t. So this equals 9 squared plus 6 squared minus 7 squared minus 5 squared. Okay, so we can use difference of squares, or we can just calculate them immediately. So let me just zoom in a little bit. So 9 squared minus 7 squared goes as 9 plus 7, 9 minus 7, which is 2 times 16. And then 6 squared minus 5 squared goes 11 times 1, which is 11. So this is 43. Okay, so this is the first observation. The second observation is the area. So we know that on the one hand, the area equals 30. Okay, and then on the other hand, we can find the area using the diagonals and then the angle between those two diagonals, which in fact is 1/2 times x plus z times y plus t times sine theta. Okay, hence we can use those two equations and then find sine theta over cosine theta. So let's work the first equation. So from the first equation, we get the 2 cosine theta. Let me call this quantity A and this quantity B. Okay, that's going to just make my work a little easier. This is 43, and then this equation is indeed, if I multiply both sides by 4, I get 2 times A times B times sine theta equals 30 times 4, which is 120. Okay, and then the tangent theta equals sine theta over cosine theta. which I obtain by dividing like this equation by this one, right? Hence we have this equals 120 over 43, and 120 is m, 43 is n, hence we obtain m plus n equals 163, and this is our answer. Right? 163 is our answer. I hope you enjoyed this video and the solution, and hope to see you in the next videos.